a question for you. Are we saying that for likes of Zaha, because he once made a comment saying that to the coach, actually, confronted the coach and said that, dog, I don't like the style of football which you are playing. We score one goal and then we defend. Do you think for Tottenham, likes of Harry Kane, Son, should confront Conte and say, dog, your system doesn't accommodate us as attackers? Do they have the right to say?
I think yes and no. Yes, as in if things were really bad and they are losing, they are more bad performance after bad performance, then obvious players will get frustrated. And then maybe you could say, maybe let's talk to Conte. But then at the same time, they were missing Kulusevski, they were missing Richarlison. So, like in this game, one of those two guys on the right hand side, it's a different game. For me, I feel like it's a different game. They could have gotten something out of it. So, yeah, they could try that, but I don't see where that goes with Conte, especially. Because Conte is not one of those coaches like maybe Ancelotti who would like to hear from their players, like feedback, hey, how's the thing going? What I wish. So, I don't think that would go far with Conte.
BK, is Newcastle... Sorry? Yeah, comment.
Are you asking me the question on Conte?
Yes.
No, when you talk of Conte, you're not talking about a Graham Potter who has not won anything in his life. You're talking about one of the best coaches in the world who has won a lot of trophies, just won a trophy with Inter, brought Tottenham back into the top four. They are still into the top four. They're playing Champions League, which is something Spurs have not done in a while. I do believe if they were not as high up as they are in the table, if they were not in the Champions League, then serious questions would have been asked of Antonio Conte. But for now, as Zondi said, there are injuries. Maybe that's why Conte is playing a negative kind of football. But you can't go to Conte and tell him to change the style. No, you can't. You can't.
Wonga, with all the funds and all the rebuilding actually of Newcastle, should we be worried actually as the other teams that Newcastle is becoming a top four club actually? It can be this season, maybe next season, or in the upcoming 2 seasons. Should we be worried actually?
The Newcastle plays good football, but I don't not yet for me. I would not be worried too much with Newcastle with their money. Maybe in 2 seasons after this one, they'll maybe be challenging the big six there, like more West Ham, not current West Ham that is, but not top four for me. I not yet. We should not. They are playing good football, but we should not be concerned that much.
I would be a bit concerned, but not as the likes of City, Chelsea, United. But if I'm the other teams, let's say you're pushing for Europa and stuff like that, because they're not misusing the money. You understand? They're actually doing it like City did it when they started. Although City were a bit rash also signing Robinho, they're telling that he's going to Manchester. He was going to Manchester City. But the way they're using their money, they're taking their time, they're trusting on the coach, they're giving the players a chance. So I would agree with Wonga with the 2 seasons, but I would be a bit worried about the other teams.
Yeah, that's it for the EPL. We can move to the Champions League, actually.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us jump into it. I'm just gonna open the group stages here. I thought I'd open them. Oh, and as we are talking, we have some results. So we've got Chelsea winning 1-0 and Sevilla 0-0. All right. So let's jump into these groups here. So first group, of course, we have it there, and our games for this weekend, 2 games left until group stages are finished. So in Group A, we've got Ajax versus Liverpool. Pretty. Can Ajax still save themselves in this group?
It depends actually. It depends they have 2 games remaining. Obviously, one of those games is away. So I want to know if they're playing home or away against Liverpool. I think they're home. They can secure a point from that game actually. And they're playing what? Napoli or Rangers? Rangers. They can win the Rangers game. So, but for me, it's Europa League for Ajax. It's done. It's gone. There is no way they can make it through out of that group.
All right. BK, do we have a scenario here where the Liverpool players or even the coach himself has decided, hey man, let's push the cup ties. Let's care about Champions League. Let's care about FA. Let's care about EFL. We can try league top 4, but hey man, let's build our momentum in the cups.
Well, yes, you do have cups to build momentum in. But I think for me, they would have liked Liverpool. They would have liked to push the league. They would have loved to push the Champions League. I mean, they won the 2 cups last season. Surely they would have wanted to push for the league, and maybe the Champions League. But it's a good opportunity in these cups to gain form, to check out which players can really go the extra mile in the Champions League and the Premier League. So the cup games, they are good for them.
Okay. Then the other game in this group is Napoli versus Rangers. Wonga, Napoli top this group easy. This match day, they're playing Rangers.
No.
They win. They top the group.
They've been playing well, Mona, in Napoli. I don't think they'll have problems when they're playing with Rangers. I think it'll just be a routine win for them.
All right. Then in Group B, we have our first game, which is Atleti versus Bayer 04. Zondi, are Atleti out of this group, or can they still save themselves?
It's a hard one because Bayer Leverkusen are one of those teams. Bundesliga teams. Bundesliga teams can win Boma 4-0 one day and lose Boma 3-0 the next day. So I really do think, well, Atletico these days have actually been playing sort of kind of well, and they've been grounding out like wins. So I think in the next game against Leverkusen, they can win that one. But I don't know if they can make it out of the group.
Zondi, we want yes or no answers here. We want you on record.
I love Simeone, so I'll say yes.
So since you said that we know German teams, one day they're off, one day on. Are we saying Barca for the win tomorrow?
Definitely.
All right. All right. The other game in Group B is Club Brugge versus Porto. Bush. Yeah. So Club Brugge make it top of their group. Are you agree? By the end of match day 5, they're on top of their group. Club Brugge has been playing. So you are saying that they're by the end of this match day.
But
okay. People can see you. Come.
they've been winning these ones. And I hope in them. So I think it's 1 or 2. I don't know.
What a yes or no, man.
I'll say yes for now
Okay.
because they've been playing really good.
We say for now. Tomorrow we can do
For
the
Yes. I'll take up with guys.
All right. Sharp. Then, of course, we move on to everyone's favorite group, which is Group C.
I'd like to apologize to all the Barca fans. It's fine, you'll join Abo Ronaldo. But you know what?
All right, Sharp. I know your answer now. Pretty. Are Barca still playing for that 16?
You see, whenever we say that teams are playing for pride, BK, this fast. They already know. They made peace with it that guys, we're not going to the last 16. We're done. Go to the last 16, we're gonna embarrass ourselves. Let's go to Europa League. Maybe we're gonna make it to the final again, which won't happen again.
Zondi?
But we are making it into the last 16.
Okay.
We are making it into the last 16. Number one, Victoria Pilsen is gonna get a draw against Inter. They are getting that draw against
Who? Who are
And
getting
then
the draw?
Victoria are getting a draw
Alright.
against Inter.
Because that was
And
actually my
then
next
Barca
question.
are beating.
That was actually my next
Yeah.
question. DK, out of 100,
Mhm.
what are the chances that Inter Milan draw or lose against Inter?
0%.
You're a hard teacher. You're teachers that I hated at school. Wonga,
Yes.
what are the chances that Inter draw with Victoria Pleasant or lose? Out of 100,
Chances of them losing.
losing or drawing. What is the chance of a win or draw? What are your odds?
My odds, it's 90, 95.
For Victoria Pleasant to draw or win?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. He said 95. The bed said 95. The bed said 95. All right.
Hey.
Very, very interesting question here. I'm going to start with the Barca fan. Zondi. Inter play Victoria Pleasant at 18:45 South African time. As Barca, you're playing at 9. As Xavi, are you sitting there saying, let me watch what happens here? Let me let my players watch what's happening here? Or do you say, hey guys, during these 90 minutes, let's focus on our football, let's practice? Or what do you do as Xavi?
I think you focus on yourself. You have to focus on yourself. Bayern are not an easy team. Bayern are going to expose our defense. So you need to be able to counter what they're going to do. So you can't spend time looking at Victoria Pilsen. You have to focus on what is in front of you. And right now it's Bayern.
Pretty, do you let them watch the game?
You can.
Do you let them know about the results?
You can. What I will say, it might sound as a joke. It's more looking at the life which your ex is living. That person is your ex. You can't look at your ex how they are living. It means that you are still interested in them. My point is, if Barca dare look at that game of Victoria, they're gonna get coin. Because if Inter scores 2 goals and they're watching that match, they'll say it's done. And then they will lose focus and Bayern will hold them. Maybe we'll see the previous results happening again, more than 4 goals being scored there. Thomas Muller holding them.
You don't have to go there.
You understand? So for me, you can't. As Xavi, you have to be professional, focus on your own problems, hope for luck at the other game.
All right. Pretty already answered this question actually, so I'm gonna ask it in a different way. Bush, how much does Barca need this win? Forget about trying to qualify for Champions League, but to prove that you can play against the likes of Bayern, to prove as Lewandowski that you made the right decision.
Hey, for me, man, this man, it's about living last. I don't care what anyone else. It's to prove. Because Bayern knows Lewandowski. He's a goal scoring machine. But do you choose the right people to to work that machine. If he doesn't score any goals this match, he proves them wrong. If he scores, he proves them right. And hey, they need to hope for a lot of luck to make it to him. They're winning after they win, they still have to pray.
All right.
Yes. Pretty.
Actually, for me, I would say that Barca needs this win more than to qualify, if that makes sense. Like, Bayern disrespects Barca, like no other team. Bayern have no respect for Barca. The players are even saying that they gave them a scoring machine, but they didn't give them the memo to use it.
Imagine.
That's the disrespect which they have for Barca. So for me, as I'm Xavi, I'll tell the boys, you know what? We're out at the Champions League, but I'm done with this team. Let's show them that we're capable of winning. Let's show them that next season, whenever we come back, we'll hold them. You understand? So for me, he needs to do it for pride, actually.
All right, let us move into Group D. First match is Frankfurt versus Marseille. Other game is Spurs versus Sporting CP. BK, who's making it out of this group?
Ooh, who's making it out of the group? Spurs are now worrying me. And as much as I would love to say Spurs, the two teams behind them are quite close. I'm going to put my money on Sporting and Spurs. It's fine. Sporting and Spurs.
Zondi?
I'll say Marseille and Spurs.
Okay. All right. Nothing much to discuss in this group. Then we move on to Group E. You can just give me a chance. Forgot to move that. So let's do this. So Group E, as we are talking, we have Chelsea who are winning 1-0 against Salzburg at home. Again, I'm going to ask the same question. Wonga, who makes it out of this group? Is Wonga still there?
Wonga.
Oh shit! Yeah. I'm here.
Yeah. Who makes it out of Group E?
Chelsea and Milan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Really, Group E is quite boring. Then we move into Group F, which hosts Champions League winners, Real Madrid.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask the Madrid fans here. I'm gonna start with Pretty. Pretty, can Madrid, or let me say, can Leipzig stop Madrid's topping of the group party today?
Yeah, definitely. For me, I feel like Madrid won't win this match today. As much as I love Madrid, but they won't. With all the injuries which they have and the players which they have on the bench, actually, who Hazard? Hazard hasn't been there, actually. So now he's forced to play, actually, today. He's forced to start today because Rodrigo is out, Benzema is out, so Modric is out. So there is no much, actually. You understand? Those are, for me, those are the players which we really need. While there are certain players who can step up, but they are away from home. You understand? So for me, Madrid have less to lose than RAB, actually. They have a lot to lose. If they lose this game, meaning that Schalke Donetsk actually have a chance, actually, of going through to the last 16. You understand? So for me, it's all or nothing for them today.
For Leipzig.
Yeah. So I feel like it's either they draw or they win this match.
So you're saying Leipzig?
Yes.
BK?
The best that they can hope for, like, out of this game is a draw. And it's one of those games, for me, I just had a feeling since the morning that it's going to be a draw. So, good for Madrid. They will go through, definitely. Even with the injuries, I think they play quite well. We saw it in the weekend, even with the injuries. Madrid is quite a lethal team, quite professional. So I think it may be a professional performance from them.
Wait, is Karim injured?
I don't know, but he's out.
He's
I
out.
think-
Modric.
Yeah, I think Karim is not injured. He's given time off, actually.
Oh, okay. Because he won the Ballon d'Or.
I think so.
Okay.
Nice to celebrate.
Nice to win a Ballon d'Or, eh? All right. Where was I? Group F. Okay, the other game in that group, as PTS said, is Celtic versus Shakhtar. So their chance Shakhtar to actually push for a last 16, but a chance for Celtic to also push for Europa. Then we move into Group G, which looks like a done deal here. So the first game, which we are seeing now, the result is 0-0. Sevilla versus Copenhagen. Wonga. Oh, Wonga is not here anymore. He's actually gone, as much as we see him there. Bush. Are Dortmund still facing a head Manchester City from the Liverpool result, or are things back to normal? All is forgiven.
Back to normal.
It's back to normal.
Even
All is okay.
those
Because they lost to Nottingham.
those see the run of Haaland again.
Zondi, I know you hate Manchester City.
Don't hate that team, but I do think they've already made it into the last 16. And I think, unfortunately for Sevilla, I do think Dortmund maybe they can also get a draw and
Okay.
get into the last 16. But Sevilla have been poor since the beginning of the season. And they don't look like a team that's going to go on maybe a 5-game winning run. So I think really Man City and Dortmund are making it out of this group.
Pretty disagrees with you.
For me, actually, the Manchester City game and Borussia Dortmund, it depends on the results of this game, which is playing now. If Sevilla wins this game, actually, it will put pressure on Borussia Dortmund, because that last game they're playing against them, actually. So for Dortmund, if they Sevilla, they're playing Dortmund, their last game.
They're playing City.
No, their last game.
Yeah.
It's not the last. It's not the last game.
City have to play Sevilla last, then Dortmund.
Yes,
Oh.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes. So meaning that they have to push. If they win today, meaning that Dortmund has to get a draw or a win, and they're home. You saw that they played very well away from home, from City, up until Haaland pulled the Haaland.
Yeah.
You understand? But then at that stadium of Borussia Dortmund, it's a different case. Teams when they've lost, Madrid once lost, so many big teams have lost in that stadium. So I feel like looking at the previous match which they played at the weekend, Dortmund looked like a different team for me. They play the Borussia Dortmund football and are capable of winning against City for me. So if they do push, I feel like they can get a point out of this match.
Signal Iduna, the yellow wall of Borussia Dortmund. All right, then we jump into Group H, the last group here. BK, I'm going to ask you this one. I think you're going to be my new Don. I'm going to be asking you percentage chances. Which team has more chances to qualify for Europa? Juve or Maccabi?
Oh, Juve.
Is it?
Juve. I would say Juve, yes.
Why do you say that?
Simply because today, well, in this match games, Benfica is playing Juve. Anything can happen in that game, although I do think Benfica will win, but even a draw is possible. But PSG will definitely beat Maccabi, which now is a big problem for Maccabi, because now when you talk in terms of goal difference, they will now suffer. And then the last game we have PSG and Juventus, which I think even if Juventus is out, they will just try to maybe inconvenience PSG.
Okay.
And it will go down to the wire.
Sure. That makes sense. Pretty?
I have a question actually. Whenever it comes to qualify, do we look at the head-ons against those two
Yeah,
teams
no, not goal
before,
difference.
not goal difference?
Yeah.
Meaning
Oh,
BK,
yeah.
BK, meaning that Juve actually now they're playing away to Benfica. If they lose
Sure.
that game, their last game they're playing PSG, which is a difficult game
Benfica.
than Benfica. And Maccabi are playing Benfica at home. So don't you feel like, personally, I feel like Juve are out.
Out of the Champions,
Yes,
out of Europe.
out the club. If they don't win or get a draw against Benfica, they're out for me. They need this result more than anything. You understand? At least a draw in order to avoid that the previous result which they lost against Maccabi. You understand? So for me, it's either they win. Sorry?
No, I was saying when you look at the head-to-head, Juve beat Maccabi 3-1,
Okay.
and then Maccabi beat them 2-0.
Yeah.
So they are better in terms of the head-to-head. Although they are level on points, I think. I'm not sure. I can't quite see the screen properly. But I think they are level on points. But Juve is on top because of that head-to-head.
It's 22 score.
What do you mean?
Like BK, I get it. Maccabi scored at Juventus.
Yeah.
Then,
So they don't look at you to score. They look at the goals. I beat you 3-1, you beat me 2-0. I get it.
That one doesn't cancel the other. Okay.
Aye, they scored more goals.
Otherwise, gentlemen.
So
Juve
is still safe.
All right. So, gentlemen, that concludes today's What Are the Odds of Football? BK, highlight them.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. I know everyone will be watching the Barca game because everyone wants to either confirm or deny whether Barca is going to Europa or not. That is the game to watch. I'll be watching that game. I hope you will be too. I'll see you next week.
Away.